Here we go. Let's see. Mic check. Mic check. Here we go. Okay, I hear it. There we go. All praise to the Most High. Let's get these lights up before we get started. All praise to the Most High. Let's check. Baby girl. Shalom. Shalom to the people that's here. Shalom to the people that's on time. Shalom to the people in the back. Shalom to my brothers. Peace and blessings to everybody. We about to get started, man. 1 minute. Checking everything. Making sure everything copacetic. None time out. Okay.
Shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High.
I don't know what happened with Brother Shab. Lord willing, he'll be able to pop back in. My brother's having some technical difficulties right now. Lord willing, get that handled. And the show must go on. All praise to the Most High. Let me give him a little second. Let me see if he popped back in here or not. No, he got the link, so he know what's up.
Let me get this right here.
That's right. So, you getting in here? I'm going to salute in, man. First and foremost, I like to say, call Yahawah, Yahawah HAMASHAYACH Yahawashai. And that's right there on the screen. If you can see it, then that means all praises, call Yahawah, to the Most High God, whose real name is Yahawah. We do so in the name of his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Real name, Yahawah Mashiach in the Paleo Hebrew. I'm your brother Atazian, and we are Yahawah's law keepers, a.k.a. YLK. Here to prophesy the uplifting of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who are the biblical children of Israel, and to prophesy the downfall of this wicked queendom that you call America with 3 Ks, but according to the Bible, it is Mystery Babylon, Sodom and Egypt, and the mother of all harlots, and it's prophesied to be destroyed, just so you can know these things, right? All praise to the Most High. I'm here with my brothers as always. We have a powerful lesson that's going to be front run by my brother Kanye, who's always here, man. Let him introduce himself. You know what I mean? We're going to get right to it. All praise to the Most High. Shalom.
All right. The water for the powerful introduction, my brother. Feel like I have some expectations to live up to now. All praises. It's your brother Kanye. All praise to the Most High. And we back again. And, this son has been, I've been thinking and meditating on. I've been going through some scriptures, just watching the times. It's just like looking outside, looking in the news, every week, every day, we're seeing people get judged. We're seeing judgment taking place, and it's only going to escalate from here. It's gonna broaden and widen out. So it's like we have to understand that the Most High loves judgment. You feel me? And we have to accept all dealings as good. You feel me? So I just wanted to give a little sneak peek right there for the family, man. Let me shoot this in the chat real quick.
You are so right, brother.
Sure. Time of judgment is upon us, man. Judgment. Make sure your heart is aligned with the Most High.
That's right.
See if the brother Shop.
Yep. And I'm going to share your screen. So while we wait, I guess you can do your word of the day. And then, Lord willing, I'm sure Shop will pop up in here.
Verse of the day, man. You ain't read today, you about to hear the word right now.
Right.
This is Psalms 36:7. It says, how excellent is thy loving kindness, O God. Therefore, the children of men put their trust under the shadow of thy wings. You got to put all trust, put everything in the Most High's hand. Humble yourself before His sight. You feel me? And He gonna take care of it, right? You gotta trust Him.
That is right, man.
I mean, without further ado, unless you want to wait a little second, see what's going on.
Give him a little 1 minute real quick, and then I'm still loading up my clip too. That's giving me a little time actually. Shalom to everybody that is here. Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second, and I'll be ready because I'm a be the one to read for you at this point. I just was loading up a little bit of my stuff real quick, and then yeah, we can get at this.
Sure. Yes, sir. Time of judgment is at hand.
That's right.
What's right.
That's right. Yeah, so if you want to start loading your clip, it's cool. Or you know, let me know where you're going, and we can go.
Yep. First one is going to be Psalms 37 and 26 through 28.
Okay.
Yep. Shalom, Dayad. Mighty moderator, brother Gadite Rashad. Brothers in here.
Let me. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. See that? Why? Okay. Yeah. So whenever you're ready, man. Shalom, my other moderator in the building.
Fine.
So
we can figure this out. Jump over here. There we go. I'm trying to make it a little bit bigger.
And you said you want to start at 28?
26 through 28.
All praise to the Most High. All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 26. And it reads, He is ever merciful and lendeth, and His seed is blessed. Depart from evil and do good, and dwell forevermore. For the Lord Yahawah loveth judgment, and forsaketh not His saints. They are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off.
This is important too. I wanted to start with this because, you know, it's letting you know the Most High is merciful. You feel me? His chosen seed is blessed. All right, we have to depart from evil, do good. You know what I mean? So that's how you obtain that everlasting life. And what is good? Keeping the commandments and doing what's well pleasing to the Lord. It also says the Lord loves judgment. You feel me? And I can also mean that also includes, you know, when your family members are going through certain things, or you're going through certain things, or you watching the world and just the state of the world when it's going through these judgments and horrific events and what we would call, you know, quote unquote, like disasters. That's judgment from the Lord. Feel me? But it says He forsakes not His saints. Now, and that's gonna be important with the last precept that I bring out, you know, Lord willing. It's because even though we have been judged, we have disobeyed the Most High as a nation, right? And we've been put in this lower state. That's a judgment from the Lord, right? But it's also a flip side to that, right? And it says they are preserved forever, right? The Most High is going to preserve His saints, his elect, His chosen seed, right? Even though He is judging them, it's for their correction, right? But it says, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off, right? For the lawless individuals out here in the world, just doing whatever, living in any kind of way that they want, you know, they're not going to abide. They're not going to abide forever. They're not going to taste that everlasting life. You feel me? They're not going to receive the mercy. They're going to be judged and destroyed right along with this place. You feel me? So it's just, we have to understand that when the Most High decides to judge, it is righteous and it is true, because whatever judgment is set before you, whatever you get is a reward. It's a reward for your actions, and it's justified. There is no iniquity in the Lord, right? So that's what we have to remember these things, right? I'm about to jump over real fast, and I'm saying that to say you have to examine yourself, right? We understand. We watch ourselves. We know ourselves better. when you going off and you doing something, you trying to hide something away or whatever the case may be, you are a witness against yourself, right? So I say all that to say, make sure we are constantly examining ourselves in this walk and this truth, right? Because if you don't, you become, conceited or prideful. Your destruction is coming swift. And that day of visitation, what you gonna do, right? So I'm like, reading this Sirach 18 and 20.
Like you said, hey, pride go before destruction, man.
Destruction.
Pride go before destruction.
All right.
Yeah, okay. Let me see. There go Brother Shah.
Oh, praise.
Shalom, man. I don't know how long I'm gonna be hanging in here, but I'm here. If it crash again, I'm just gonna get on my phone. But shalom to the chat, man. Call on Yahawah. Son YAHAWASHI, man.
All right.
Shalom, Ephraim. Shalom, brother. Yeah. Back. What's this? Sirach chapter 4?
18.
Oh, 18. So I don't know why I thought you said 4. All right, this is Sirach chapter 18. I'm gonna start at verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
All right, verse 20. Before judgment, examine thyself, and then the day of visitation thou shalt find mercy.
Right. You have to be circumspect. If you are seeking mercy from the Most High, you have to examine yourself. You have to be humble, because that takes humility, to examine yourself and say, I'm not necessarily doing I'm not putting forth my best effort, right? Or I went off or something, whatever the case may be. You have to be humble enough and, real enough with yourself to say, I went off, and seek forgiveness from the Lord, pray fast, do those things, because if you don't, judgment is around the corner. Feel me? It's always looming over you. So you have to continuously keep yourself in check, keep this flesh in check, right? And you shall find mercy, right? And I've been going through a lot of these Psalms, right? And David, he made some mighty points with this, right? Because how do you know, how is the Lord known in the world, in the earth? How do the heathen know him? Mm-hmm. They don't know him by his love. They know him by his judgment. How did Pharaoh find out of the Lord? How did Pharaoh experience the Lord? Through his judgment. You feel me? How's Esau about to experience the Lord? How all these heathens and the wicked of our people about to experience and understand the Lord? How are they about to know him? Through judgment, right?
That's
you can bring this up.
I ain't gonna lie, because he's gonna have this one. I ain't gonna lie, because this is one of mine. I actually want to start from the top, man. So you just go up to the top, because this was one I had. And I know you had that point, but really, when you look at this in context, this whole thing is about it. Even look at the top, right? So I know this is probably one of you. I know you had a quick point, but look, this is a psalm of thanksgiving for God's justice. Justice is another word for judgment. This is a whole nother way, and he's thanking God for this. And this is how God is known. But look at these things. We're going to bring this out. I'm going to bring it out, but just go into this. Like, this is how Yahawah is known. This is what he does. This is a part of being, the Most High God. Judgment is a part of him. And his judgment is always in righteousness.
Yep.
Right?
Right.
So this is Psalms chapter 9. Wow, that's crazy. That definitely was one of mine, right? Psalms chapter 9 from the top. To the chief musician upon Muflabin, a psalm of David. I will praise thee, O Lord, with my whole heart. I will show forth all thy marvelous works. Right here, that's what he's saying. So judgment and justice is a marvelous work, right? But let's look at this. I will be glad and rejoice in thee. I will sing praise to thy name, O thou most high. When my enemies are turned back, they shall fall and perish at thy presence. For thou hast maintained my right and my cause. Thou sattest in the throne, judging right. Thou hast rebuked the heathen. Thou hast destroyed the wicked. Thou hast put out their name forever and ever. Just like it said with the wicked, like he said in the last one, the name of the wicked shall be cut off. That's but the righteous is going to continue to, dwell. Right? Let's keep going though. Verse 6. O thou enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end, and thou hast destroyed cities. Their memorial is perished with them. But Yahawah shall endure forever. He hath prepared his throne for judgment. He shall judge the world in righteousness. He shall minister judgment to the people in uprightness. So even with this, what like mine's, I ain't trying to, step too much, but just looking like everything Yahweh does is in righteousness. So even when we look at people that may die, whether it's kids or elders or whatever, there's a reason why Yahweh has taken them out, either at whatever time or means that he's done it. It's for a reason. And we have to know that it's done in righteousness, because we understand that we regenerate. So we don't know what someone may have done in their past life, but we know that the scriptures say no one perished being innocent. And I mean, it could be for what somebody else have done. That's a possibility, because we've seen that happen, right? But at the end of the day, man, Yahweh, I mean, it's a righteous thing. The scripture says so. And we really can't question God, because everything is really for the greater good, and it's for his purpose. Ultimately, he could take somebody else out to really get your attention. You just never know, man. So we have to remain humble. We have to remain meek and thank Yahweh, right? But I'm going to continue to go, because I know Kanya's point is farther down, right? What do we leave?
I'm about to say, if y'all had some points and whatnot, like, you know what I mean, bring them out. Like, I'm not tripping about none of that.
All praises. So we at Psalms 9 and 9.
Yep.
All right. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee, for thou, Lord, has not forsaken them that seek thee. Sing praises to Yahweh which dwell in Zion, declare among the people his doings. When he make inquisition for blood, he remembereth them. He forgetteth not the cry of the humble. Have mercy upon me, O Lord. Consider my trouble, which I suffer of them that hate me, that thou liftest me up from the gates of death, that I may show forth all thy praise in the gates of the daughter of Zion. I will rejoice in thy salvation. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made. In the net which they hid is their own foot taken. Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands.
Exactly.
Salah.
That's a fire point, right? The heathen are taken in their own snare. They're going to be destroyed, and the Most High is known by his judgment, right? And like I said, the heathen, the way they know the Lord is through his judgments. They understand when they touch us, there is something coming on the back end for that. They may not understand that at that very time, right? But when they start going through that affliction and they start going through hell, they're gonna realize we've been messing with the wrong ones, right? They had their time of fun, right? But this is not a bad thing. And like he even brought up, even when children die, or children and women, right? When they die, a baby come out is born blind or mute, deaf, any of those things. Those are judgments from the Lord from their past life. And it's even through the Spirit that you even brought that out, because I was thinking about bringing this out, but it has to come out now. This Second Esdras 14 and 35, right? Bring this out, Baba Kushah.
Second Esdras chapter 14 and verse 35. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again.
See, right there, Salakia. It says the judgment shall come. When you die, you're gonna whatever life you live, your spirit is gonna return to the Most High, and your judgment is gonna be set in your next life. It said that's why it says after you die, your judgment comes when you live again. You're gonna live out the judgment for your previous life. So when those children are born, like I said, blind, deaf, mute, or missing limbs, or whatever the case is, or if somebody dies in some horrific way, or whatever the case that happens to somebody goes blind. All of those are judgments from their previous lives. And it's all righteous because we don't know what we've done in our previous lives. We don't know, right? But the Most High does. He remembers, right? He sent you back here to live it out. Right? You can keep going.
Yeah. It said, for after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared.
Right. And you're going to get an idea of what kind of individual you were in your current life, right? If you were righteous in your previous life, when you come here, you're still going to be doing righteous things. You feel me? Now, if you were wicked and you were ungodly, then you're still going to be doing the same things, right? Unless the Most High put it on your spirit to repent, right? And he has that mercy on you, because we know he can have mercy on whom he has mercy, right? But again, when you die, you still come back here living out your judgment, right? And I'm about to jump over to this next point. All right. So I was reading a lot of Psalms, man. It was just crazy. Like I'm seeing this judgment. He's praising the Lord for the judgment he has set. And then even I'm gonna let it come out because I was about to get ahead of myself. But if you had any points, any points, brothers, y'all can feel free to bring them out for sure.
I got like 2 precepts after this.
We can bring out this Psalms 33 from like 1 to 5. We can bring that down.
Yep. Psalms chapter 33 and verse 1. Rejoice in Yahawah, O ye righteous, for praise is comely for the upright. Praise Yahawah with harp. Sing unto him with the psaltery and an instrument of 10 strings. Sing unto him a new song, play skillfully with a loud noise. For the word of Yahawah is right, and all his works are done in truth. He loveth righteousness and judgment. The earth is full of the goodness of Yahawah.
Exactly. You feel me? Like, and everything that the Most High does is righteous, is truth, and is judgment, right? And that's why if you have a problem with the dealings of the Lord, we know the Lord's dealings are truth and righteousness. So if you have a problem with it, that speaks more to you. That's something with your spirit, because he's moving in righteousness and you're against it, or you can't, or you're not aligning yourself with it, regardless of how your flesh is feeling, right? That's why we have to be spiritual, right? Because that judgment may come close. It may come close to family and friends, right? You got to understand. It's easy to say, "Oh, it's judgment," if you watching the news and you seeing people getting killed left and right, or somebody is getting mauled to death, or whatever the case may be. It's easy to say, "Oh, that's judgment of the Lord." But when it's close to you, and when it's near your home and it's near your household, are you still gonna have that same outlook, right? Because that's gonna be a testament of your faith, if you truly believe it, or is it only when it benefits you or when it's not affecting you? All right. So we got to remember these things as we're going through this walk. The Most High he's completely righteous. There's no fault in the Lord. So whatever he does, it's supposed to be that way. And it was, it's ordained and it's correct. Right. You can bring out your points, Brother Shad.
Can you grab Proverbs chapter 16?
And
let me see real quick. You just grab verse 11, right? Because like you're saying, like whatever the Most High Yahawah does, he weighs everything in the balance before it comes to pass, right? He sees people's actions in their heart and their mind and what they are, and then he gives that judgment, whether they shall live, whether they shall die, right? You can bring that out real quick, Baba Kushab.
Yeah. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 11. It says, a just weight and balance are Yahawah's. Or Slakia. He says, a just weight and balance are Yahawah's. All the weights of a bag are his work.
Right. So that's the balance of this world, right? Just like how we have, it's all about duality. We understand the Lord's judgment, right? And with the righteous, they understand that this is a form of mercy, right? When they see these things, to be able to comprehend these things. And it's the same thing with when he does judge somebody, right? He weighs it in the balance from their previous life, from the things that they have done in this life, and whether it's time for them to go or time for them not to go. And that's why we cannot question Yahawah's plan, because he weighs everything at a just weight, right? And he measures it correctly. This is why the Lord loves a just weight and he hates a false balance, right? Grab that real quick, Proverbs 11, right? Because the Lord hates a false balance. And this is what this is all about. Whenever something happens in the world, the Lord has weighed it perfectly, right? Keep going. I'll bring that out for me.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 1. A false balance is abomination to Yahawah, but a just weight is his delight.
That's right. Keep going. You can grab verse 2 and that'll be it.
It says, when pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly is wisdom.
Right. And this is so important when we understand judgment, because once you understand judgment and how the Lord works and he is doing this all on his own, then this is where humility comes in at, right? Because you want to escape judgment, right? And grab this last one. Grab Sirach chapter 33. Or my bad, Sirach chapter 7. Sirach chapter 7, right? Because once we understand judgment and all these things that the Lord has done, now you have to understand humility, right? Because you want to escape the hands of the Lord, right? If if he is willing to pour out that alienation upon you, want to be able to escape these things. It's a lot. I just had it on my phone. Go down to verse 17.
God. Yep. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 7 and verse 17. It says, humble thyself greatly, but the vengeance of the ungodly is fire and worms.
Right. Humble thyself greatly, right? Because the vengeance or judgment from the Lord of the ungodly is fire and worms. And this is how, like you said, like how do the heathens know the Lord? How do Israelites today know the Lord? We know him by his judgment, by his punishments, right?
Yep.
By these things. And this is why we must humble ourselves greatly once we know the judgment of the Lord to be able to escape these things, because the vengeance of the ungodly is fire and worms. So if you're not humble, like I say, pride goes before destruction. Pride is set up for vengeance, and this is why you must be the opposite of pride, which is humility, right? You want to escape the fire and worms and that in the vengeance of the ungodly, right? And with that, I yield.
God. And it was through the spirit that you went to that Proverbs 11 too, because I wanted something a little bit lower. In verse 21, does it say, though hand join in hand? This Proverbs 11:21 says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter if you're righteous and you're trying to hold on to somebody, or you think the Lord is going to excuse somebody for being wicked if they're close to you. Even though if you join a hand in hand, they judgment might come while you holding their hand, and they may miss you. You feel me? The Most High, it does not matter of our feelings, because that's what it ultimately boils down to at the end of the day. Because you have these connections and ties to people or things or places, whatever the case may be. The Most High does not have that same connection to him. He's looking at it from a objective. This person has sinned. This is his judgment, and this is what he's going to receive in his due time. It's just as simple as that. So it's nothing we can do, right? And you got to make sure you check your spirit. You feel me? Not to question God.
That's right.
Because that's a form of pride. You know what I mean? We gotta always accept the dealings of the Lord is good. We gotta it's a constant thing. You feel me? It's not ever gonna just be, a close friend die, whatever the case is. You just not gonna feel nothing. Yeah, of course you're gonna mourn, but you have to understand that the Most High has done it for His purpose, and it's righteous and it's true. All right.
God, I had a quick point, because that's what pride or arrogance goes back to. It's like when you're questioning authority, where it's like, why is this happening to me, or something like that, which is like, who said it couldn't happen to you? It's like it's almost like a spirit of entitlement, or like you're greater than what you're going through, right? But the Lord is calling the shots, and that's what this is all about. It's not like you say, it's not about us. You got to exit your feelings out of it, because it's not about us. It's what the Lord wants, and that's goes back to that balance. If a person is this sinful, they're on the balance, right? The left scale is being weighed down with sin, adultery, lies, fornication, all of these things, right? There's nothing but wickedness is being overweighted by his righteous deeds. That's where judgment comes in. That,
and it's not gonna miss. Whatever's supposed to come for you is His word is gonna go out, and we know it can't come back void. So
that's right.
It's gonna happen, right? Whenever time He dictated for it to happen, right? I got a couple more points, right? Bring this out, because we bring this out all the time, and then even in Slakia, even the prayer that we pray, the Lord's prayer, it says, "Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." It's the Most High's will for something. If anything were to happen, it's the Most High's will. We have to understand that and remind ourselves constantly, because it can't get to the point where you like, well, I don't understand, so. And then you get to bucking up and that pride bubbles up, but you have to keep yourself humble. It says humble yourself greatly. Man, you have to be humble and meek. That's the definition of meek. You have to accept the dealings of the Lord is good. Whatever is brought upon you is for your good. We bring out these scriptures all the time, but it can get lost per se, as for a brother and sister that's going through heavy affliction. We have to remind ourselves, and this is important to remind ourselves, especially in these last days, because this is about to get dark. Judgment is about to hit this place. The day of visitation is about to hit this place. Where will your heart be?
Man,
you know what I mean? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Where will your heart be? You know more than anybody. You feel me? You have to remain humble and remember, right? We can bring this out. This Ecclesiastes 12, 13, and
fine,
14.
I'll bring it out.
God.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
Yep.
For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
Right. Everything.
Mm.
Right. Even your words, because we know Christ said every idle word is going to be brought. You have to be careful what you say. You have to be careful of what you're doing in secret. You have to be careful what you're doing in public and open, right? Because the Most High, he's like he said, he's weighing everything in the balance. If that scale tip, to the left hand side, you gonna feel it. You gonna feel that fire, right? That affliction is coming for you, right? So we have to remind ourselves of these things. I'm about to bring out a couple more points, and it's also, I was thinking about even the flood, right? When the flood happened, there were women and children. There were men, little boys, little girls, and they all drowned. They all died, right? And the Most High saw a righteous that 8 souls survived. Right? You have to think about this. The Most High has no problem judging the earth because it is righteous. Who are we to say anything, right? About to bring this out because for the individuals, that believe America is gonna survive for another millennium, that this place is going to continue and continue to thrive, even though it's crumbling right before our eyes. You got to understand, this place is about to get judged. Everything you see here is about to be burnt up. People, place, things, everything. Right? If you're not righteous in the eyes of God, you're not doing what is well pleasing to Him. You're about to burn up right along with these people. If you make it that far, if judgment doesn't happen to you beforehand, when all hell is breaking loose here, right? When there ain't no food. You got to think about starving to death or being burnt alive. These are all harsh judgments for man. But the Most High has ordained it because it is righteous and true. You deserved it. It's just as simple as that, right? We can bring out this Revelations 19. We can do like 1 and 2. Like, this is really a smaller point for real.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 19 and verse 1. And after these things, I heard a great voice of much people in heaven saying, Hallelujah, salvation and glory and honor and power unto the Lord our God. For true and righteous are his judgments. For he hath judged the great whore, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and have avenged the blood of his servants at her hand.
Right. This place is getting judged for our sake. Like, this place has done all manner of wickedness and abomination. They have polluted the whole earth. The blood of the saints, the blood of the Israelites, is the innocent blood of the Israelites is in this land. Most High is about to judge this place. So for our people, our brothers and sisters out here who are walking with the Lord or trying to walk with the Lord, striving, you got to understand that it's about to get dark. We always say this. And I wanted to bring this out specifically to remind you that, if and when your family and friends are judged, you feel me? If the Most High is not shining that mercy upon them, Lord willing, we the ones He is shining that mercy upon first and foremost. But if our family and friends, it does not extend to them, if they're getting judged, we have to accept everything as good. Even now, when they're going through their judgments, right? You have to be, a place of comfort and trying to get them to change their ways. But the Most High set them in their ways, and this is what they're going to do until, till they end date. You have to accept that. You got to come to terms with that. You feel me? That's a heavy topic. It's a heavy topic to come to terms with. Right. And I wanted to end this off with this prayer because I was reading it, and this was fire, man. It was like almost like a epiphany or enlightenment, right? I'm reading this prayer of Azariah, right? They are in this furnace praising the Lord, bro. Like, and it was just blowing my mind. So if you can bring this out, this is gonna be a little bit of reading for real. You're gonna go down to 22.
God. To this prayer, Azariah.
Yep.
God. Just the prayer of Azariah, chapter 1 and verse 1. And they walked in the midst of the fire, praising God and blessing the Lord. Then Azarias stood up and prayed on this manner, and opening his mouth in the midst of the fire, said, Blessed art thou, O Yahawah, O Yahawah, God of our fathers. Thy name is worthy to be praised and glorified forevermore. For thou art righteous in all the things that thou hast done to us. Yeah, true are all thy works. Thy ways are right, and all thy judgments truth.
Right.
And
So
all the things.
I want to pause here. They are in the furnace right now. The fire is going. The Lord is protecting them, and he's throwing up this prayer right now. He's everything that the Lord has done to us is righteous and truth. We deserved it. That's basically what he's saying, right? But he's still praising the Lord even through that affliction, right? Not saying that it's touching him, but the fact that this is I'm picturing this like for somebody on the outside to see this man praising the Lord in a burning furnace that just killed the people that brought it was so hot it killed the people, the guards that brought them to the fire, to the furnace, and then for them to see him praising the Lord, like what is this? You know what I mean? Well, you keep going.
Verse 5. And all things that thou hast brought upon us and upon the holy city of our fathers, even Jerusalem, thou hast executed true judgment, for according to truth and judgment didst thou bring all these things upon us because of our sins.
Right. It was it's not it didn't happen for nothing. It's because of our sins. Like, so he has to he told him it was gonna happen. You feel me? He's coming, he's just following through on his end, but it's judgment on us. And even through the midst of it, he's praising the Lord and acknowledging. That's humility. He acknowledging we have sinned. You are righteous and true for dealing with us as you have done. We've sinned against you. Right? Keep going.
For we have sinned and committed iniquity, departing from thee. And in all things have we trespassed and not obeyed thy commandments, nor kept them, neither done as thou hast commanded us, that it might go well with us. Wherefore all that thou hast brought upon us and everything that thou hast done to us, thou hast done in true judgment.
Everything that the Lord, how the Lord deals with us, is true judgment. It is righteous. There is no fault in the Lord, like I said. And it was just this really touched my spirit, man. We can keep going.
Verse 9. And thou didst deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies, most hateful forsakers of God, and to an unjust king, and the most wicked in all the world. And now we cannot open our mouths. We are become a shame and reproach to thy servants and to them that worship thee. Yet deliver us not up wholly for thy name's sake, neither disannul thou thy covenant. And cause not thy mercy to depart from us for thy beloved Abraham's sake, for thy servant Isaac's sake, and for thy holy Israel's sake, to whom thou hast spoken and promised that thou wouldest multiply their seed as the stars of heaven and as the sand that lieth upon the seashore. For we, O Yahawah, are become less than any nation, and be kept under this day in all the world because of our sins. Neither is there at this time prince or prophet or leader or burnt offering or sacrifice or oblation or incense or place to sacrifice before thee and to find mercy. Nevertheless, in a contrite heart and in a humble spirit, let us be accepted. Like as in the burnt offerings of rams and bullocks, and like as in 10,000s of fat lambs, so let our sacrifice be in thy sight this day, and grant that we may wholly go after thee, for they shall not be confounded that put their trust in thee. And now we follow thee with all our heart. We fear thee and seek thy face. Put us not to shame, but deal with us after thy loving kindness and according to the multitude of thy mercies. Deliver us also according to thy marvelous works, and give glory to thy name, O Yahawah. And let all them that do thy servants hurt be ashamed, and let them be confounded in all their power and might, and let their strength be broken, and let them know that thou art Yahawah, the only God, and glorious over the whole world.
Right. This is a powerful prayer, man. Like, I'm reading it and I'm watching it, and this is the mind state that we need to be in. Like amongst the judgment, amongst the chaos, amongst everything. Because this is how the righteous are viewing it. This is how the righteous and the elect are perceiving the judgment of the works of the Lord, the marvelous and true righteous works of the Lord. We went off, so you judging us righteously, and now even in the midst of it, he's asking for mercy. Let us follow you wholeheartedly, with our whole heart, and that's ultimately what I wanted to, bring out. Lord willing, brothers and sisters were edified, with that. You know what I'm saying? Say all praise to the Most High Yahawah. Shalom.
Shalom, Hatiz. If you still there, I ain't even see you. I was over here looking at some other stuff. But shalom to everybody that's in here for real.
Shalom, Hatiz.
Yeah, I got a little something in the clip, man. I want to pull out something. I really want to start. Can you pull up Deuteronomy 32 for me?
Bring it out
somewhere. I said everything with Yahawah, man. I just want to say, like, literally, judgment comes from Yahawah. Everything about him, because it's just who he is given in his righteousness, his judgments. This is how he presents himself. This is what he enjoys, and this is who he is. Like, he is the ultimate judge, right? So he pinpoints who can be judges, and who are judges, and that's the reason why he even set up the Israelites. Well, we're gonna go there next, right? But I want to just start this from Deuteronomy 32 from the top. Let's get down to verse 4.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 1. Give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain, my speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass. Because I will publish the name of Yahawah, ascribe ye greatness unto our God. He is the rock. His work is perfect. For all his ways are judgment.
No, some of his ways.
All his ways are judgment.
Okay.
A God of truth and without iniquity. Just and right is he.
See, we can never say that God is wrong for nothing that he do. He is a God of truth without iniquity. So no matter what he does, it's right. I don't give a damn what it is. And all his ways of judgment, because that's how he makes himself known to everybody. Even when he puts people in power, technically they become the judges on earth, right? But we're gonna go there. Let me scroll down to let's go down to 39. Deuteronomy 32 and 39, and read down to about 43.
Yep. Jumping down to verse 39. It says, see now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
So this is out of God's own mouth. He's telling you everything that happens on life, whether somebody gets healed, whether their life is being saved, whether his life is being taken. He is doing it all. And if you're in his hand, good, right hand or left hand, if you're in his hand in righteousness, nobody can pluck you out of his hand. But if you're in that hand for evil, nobody can save you out of it for destruction neither, right? And keep looking. Look what else he say. This the Most High. He letting you know. He talking his stuff.
Yep. It says, for I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever.
Who else can do something and even talk like that? Nobody, right? But let's keep going.
If I whet my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to mine enemies and will reward them that hate me.
Yeah, that's their reward. That sword and that judgment, right? And you can finish this.
I will make mine arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives from the beginning of ravages upon the revenges upon the enemy. Rejoice, O ye nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants. Will render vengeance to his adversaries, and will be merciful unto his land and to his people.
See, the Most High is going to pay everybody back. Even though he's punished Israel for their iniquities, he's never going to forget Israel. He's never going to forsake them, and he will always avenge them, even though he's the one that sent the people against Israel, not for our destruction, but to get our attention. And that's why I want to go. But like from the beginning, I mentioned something. So I actually want to go back, right? Because from the beginning, he selected Israel for a reason. And when people see Israel, they're supposed to understand this. We bring this out often, but it's just so many layers on this. Every time we bring out something new, it could be about wisdom, but it's about judgment this time, and it still fits, right? Let's get Deuteronomy chapter 4. It's still the same thing.
Yep.
You start at verse 5.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments.
Y'all, right here. This is what he's teaching. This comes directly from him. And that's why he was talking about what his doctrine is going to come down like water and all these other things. This is directly from him. Statutes and judgments, right? Let's keep going.
Even as Yahawah my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. We shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great, who have God so nigh unto them? As Yahawah our power is in all things that we call upon him for. And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day?
This is literally what he gave us: law, statutes, commandments, but judgments ultimately, and it come from him. And this is how what makes the Israelites righteous. They're going to see all these things. They're going to see how they deal with pedophilia. They're going to see how they deal with adultery. All of these things, when he gave us these law, statutes, and commandments, and how to deal with it, how to judge a situation, that wisdom, and how you even judge a situation. How do we know what to do and what's what? Though that is righteous in the eyes of God. If a person is out here committing acts of sodomy, they deserve to be put to death. And you can't tell me that that's not righteous. That's a righteous judgment in the eyes of God. He taught us these things. This is powerful. And this is what makes the Israelites who they are. All right. This is what God is, what make God who he is. Right. And even and I'm going to give you an example. So like, even when we're not at top, people do have power over us in a sense because you're in captivity. Right. But he still doesn't allow anybody to be like the ultimate end all be all, that ultimate judge. But he created us as a nation of kings and priests. So kings in general are the judges in their land. They're the judge and the jury. Right. But he told us this is our heritage. This is what makes us righteous. Right. Let's get Isaiah 54 just to get this little point. Anybody that try to come against you in judgment and try to condemn a judgment on us, if it's not from the Most High, and he said he's not going to judge us in a sense where he just completely eradicate us, but nobody can come against the Israelites in judgment because they are ultimately the judges. That's what it started. What makes the Israelites so important, right? You get straight to the point in verse 17.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, and verse 17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahawah, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahawah.
So just as he said before, he's not going to allow anybody to do something. He's going to avenge the blood of his saints every time, even though he have sent people against us. So we've seen multiple times. We turn our back on God. He put us into captivity. We remember the error in our ways. We come back to him, so on and so forth. But this is that last captivity where the people who make it out of this, that's it. The people that make it out, we understand that we're tired of going through this cycle of serving God, turning away from getting our ass whooped and having to come back. That's pretty much, this is it. I don't know if anybody else, this is enough captivities for us. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, you know what I mean? We still are feeling the pressures of not alone with post-traumatic slave syndrome from this captivity alone. So just imagine how much is in our spirits and our souls that's been passed down from ancestors, because we really are our ancestors, right? But he never forgets us no matter what. And he's going to always ultimately give Israel that power to judge always and forever, no matter what. I'm going to get a couple little points just to show, just like even later on in time prophecy, he's always going to do it. He's going to give Israel the power to be able to not only, get their kingdom back, but take the kingdom, right? It just leads me to this point, Daniel 7. Let's get Daniel chapter 7. Let's start at like verse 15. Just
Bring it out.
All right. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, and verse 15. I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me.
All right, so just to give a little context, Daniel seen 4 kingdoms. I didn't want to go into that, but each time it was just basically different captivities and being ruled over under different kings. He had showed 4. He had a vision, right? So he just kind of going beyond that and giving a little.
Salakia. Your mic cut out, brother. If you back, can't see. You can hear me?
Yeah, I say you keep going.
Oh shit, it cut out again. Hold on. Salakia. Your mic cut out again. Yeah, it just froze back to back.
No, I just was really just giving a rough point of view. Really, but you can go. I just was saying that he just was giving a point of view of a vision from 4 different kingdoms or captivities or kings before. Yeah. So he's just going into it pretty much what's going to happen after these 4 kings rule and stuff like that. But you keep going.
Verse 16. I came near unto one of them that stood by and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me and made me to know the interpretation of the things. These great beasts, which are 4 kings, which shall arise out of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
Yeah, that's because he's going to give them the power to take the kingdom. So ultimately, he's going to allow them to take the kingdom, right? We keep going.
And possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Right, that's going to happen. But look, in the meantime, so he's showing that that's the ultimate end, but then it's like he go back a little bit. So just watch this a little bit more.
Then I would know the truth of the 4 beasts, or the 4th beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, his nails of brass, which devoured, break in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet.
Mm-hmm.
And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows.
Yep, see, that's talking about that. The America, when you go with that vision of the 10 heads, the 7 heads and 10 horns, Daniel saw that vision as well, too, of these different captivities and kings is more stout than the others, right? But look, this is what our people, this is by far one of the worst captivities that the Israelites has ever been in. And look what he said.
Since I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints, and prevailed against them.
See, we have been prevailed against. People have prevailed on us, right? But we have not been utterly cast away. And look what the Most High said. Until what? So they prevailed until something happened.
Until the Ancient of Days came. Judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom.
See, and that's what is going to happen. The Most High is going to come with the judgment because it ultimately comes from him. Wisdom, knowledge, understanding, judgment comes from him. And this is what he's coming to bring. He's going to give that power of judgment into the rightful owners of it, which are the Israelites, because we are heirs with Yahawah. We are heirs with Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi, the children of Israel, the elect, the ones that make it, right? And I just want to get one more point, right? Even though we brought this out again, still just it hits with a whole lot of different ways. But I just want to get kind of straight. Well, I might just bring it out. Let's get the gospel again. Isaiah chapter 61.
God. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 61 and verse 1. The spirit of Yahawah power is upon me, because Yahawah have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He have sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of Yahawah, and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of Yahawah, that he might be glorified.
That's right, right? So this is the gospel. This is the good news, which technically is still is a prophecy. And this is what he's coming to do, the brokenhearted, which all these things apply to the Israelites, right? But let's just keep going. I'm going to have you just go down a little bit more.
Time. Verse 4. And they shall build the old wastes, and they shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolation of many generations.
Mm-hmm.
And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers.
Mm-hmm.
But ye shall be named the priests of Yahawah. Men shall call you the ministers of our God. You shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves.
Yeah, all these wonderful things is about to happen. All these wonderful things are about to happen for the Israelites. This is glorious, and this is righteous judgment. But it's going to say it because this is what the Gentiles have coming for all they've done. This is the Most High avenging himself upon his saints, right? But let's keep going.
Mm-hmm. For your shame ye shall have double. For confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore in their land they shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them. For I, Yahawah, love judgment.
No, he hates judgment.
I love judgment.
Okay.
I hate robbery for burnt offering. And I will direct their work in truth, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them.
Yep, you can finish with verse 9.
And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people. All that see them shall acknowledge them. They are the seed which Yahawah have blessed.
See, and they're going to see this just as it comes full circle with this Deuteronomy 4. That they're going to see us and look like how good these people are to have God so nigh unto them with statutes and judgments as this. They're going to see that the Most High loves judgment. He's going to make all these things happen, and it's going to be evident through those judgments and those statutes that this seed is known among the Gentiles. That's what's going to be evident when you see how these people come through with this power, with this wisdom, with this knowledge, with this understanding, and with these righteous judgments, man. And the Most High loves it. We have never seen him say anything contrary to when it comes to judgment. Everywhere you go, when it mentions judgment, what the Most High says, he loves it. And it is what it is. This is how he makes himself known. This is amongst not only us, but everyone. The Most High is known by his judgments, and he loves it. You know what I mean? And he loves when people even ask for this. So I'm just thinking, like, even when we look at this, I know we was looking at wisdom, was technically judgment will fall under wisdom because you're knowing what type of problem or sin or whatever form of iniquity is required, what type of judgment falls under that. Technically, that's what he asked for. Like, he asked for wisdom to be a great judge, and we can go there and not end with that, just to show that's literally the wisdom he was asking for, was technically to be a great judge. Ultimately, so they fall under the same thing. It's 1 Kings chapter 3. Yeah, we can start at verse 6.
Yep. This is the book of 1 Kings chapter 3 and verse 6. And Solomon said, Thou hast shewed unto thy servant David, my father, great mercy, according as he walked before thee in truth and in righteousness and in uprightness of heart with thee. And thou hast kept for him this great kindness, that thou hast given him a son to sit on his throne as it is this day. So
right here, he gave him a son to sit on the throne. You're a king. So technically, you are the judge of that land. This is, this is the wisest king that we ever had. He's on that seat. This is basically that throne. Yahawah is going to sit on that throne. And then what did we always say about Yahawah? What does he say about him? It's going to be that righteous branch that shall rule in righteousness and judgment. This is what the throne is. This is what the king is going to be set up to do, to rule in righteousness, wisdom, and execute judgment. That's what they're going to do. And that's what the Most High loves, because it's literally given directly from him to execute judgment. Right? But we can keep going.
And now, O Yahawah, my power, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David, my father, and I am but a little child. I know not how to go out or come in. And thy servant is in the midst of thy people which thou hast chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitude.
Y'all now watch this. This is the key point.
Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy so great a people?
This is literally what he asked for. Like technically, he didn't ask for wisdom. Like it is wisdom, but not just the word wisdom in general. Yes, this is wisdom and what it is, but you know what I mean. Like far as just like he didn't pray for wisdom, he asked for an understanding heart to judge the people. He has to be a righteous judge, literally, to do it. Right, and he could have asked for anything. You know what I mean? And then we can get the next two, couple verses and really just end with that. But it's just to show that this all comes from Yahawah, and he loves this. This made Yahawah so happy that he asked for something like this. That you can't tell me that he don't love something like this, right? And we can go ahead and finish this part out.
Yep. Verse 10. In the speech pleased Yahawah that Solomon had asked this thing. And God said unto him, because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast asked riches for thyself, nor hast asked the life of thine enemies, but hast asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment.
Oh my goodness, that's what he asked for, right? So what did Yahawah say?
Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee. And I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be any among the kings like unto thee all thy days.
You see, so that's what you should pray for. And this also makes me think of like when that verse, when it says in Matthew, seek ye first the kingdom of God and all these things will be added unto you. He didn't seek out anything that was superficial or, riches or glory for himself. He literally asked to how to be a righteous judge, to judge his people so he can sit there and basically in God's kingdom. He set him up as a king, but this is Yahawah's kingdom. Whether you be a king or not, whether we be the 144 governors or whatever, ultimately this will be Yahawah Son YAHAWASHI's kingdom. So if we seeking those things and asking, how can we be the best judge? How can we be the best leaders in our community? How can we be the best husbands, the wisest, and the best just servants and prophets for the Lord to bring his people into the fold? You can't tell me that you're going to get everything that you really deserve. And it's like, because you're asking for the right things. You're asking for things that's pleasing to God. So these are something that we need to pray for. Understand that judgment comes from the Lord. And it's a righteous thing to be a righteous judge if you do it the right way. All praise to Yahawah Son YAHAWASHI. With that, I yield.
Con, man, I just had a real quick point, right? Can you grab John chapter 7 and verse 24? Because all of this brings home how important judgment truly is in the things that we say, and taking everything into consideration when you do judge someone, right? You can bring it out.
This is the book of John, chapter 7.
It's like start up a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me see. Because I'm trying to see. You can just grab it. You can grab it.
This is the book of John, chapter 7, and verse 24. Judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment.
Right. And this is ultimately what Solomon was praying for, to not judge on the things that he is seeing, but to judge righteous judgment. Weigh things in a balance before you give that judgment. This is what Yahawah does. And this is what Solomon prayed for, because I'm pretty sure he knew that there was unrighteous judges, right? Like we read, I believe that was in Luke 18, where the unrighteous judge was a judge, right? And a woman kept begging him to give her what she wanted, right? And this is why it's so important to have that wisdom that Solomon prayed for. So knowing when to judge, not judging just off the things that you see, but getting the understanding, then giving the judgment, right? And this is ultimately like the brother Ratazia was saying, is wisdom, right? But it's also spiritual wisdom, knowing how to guard your spirit and not being wicked and judging by appearance. This is the word of the Lord Yahawah telling us this. And this is why it's so important on the things that we do, the things that we say, right? Because we got to look at Yahawah. Yahawah doesn't judge or kill the righteous man for no reason, right? You feel what I'm saying? Or kill a wicked man for no reason, right? There's always a reason, right? Because even we understand that the righteous people, some of them may get judged, right? Christ got judged, but he was the most righteous person ever, right? Grab that real quick, Isaiah 57, right? Because I wanted to bring this out too, because even though the righteous people may die, we have to take into consideration a lot of different things. You can start at the top.
Time. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 57, and verse 1. Righteous perisheth, and no man liveth it to heart. The merciful men are taken away.
Right, merciful men are taken away. Right, keep going.
None considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come.
Right, so that's a form of mercy. So even the Most High's judgment could be a form of mercy for the righteous. Right, right. Keep going.
That's heat.
Yeah, that's fire. He shall enter into peace. They shall rest in their beds, each one walking in his uprightness.
Right. So the Most High is saving these people from the judgment to come. Right. And this is the things that we have to keep in mind once we see these things being written. These things are for our learning and for us to judge righteous judgment. Even though somebody may pass away, I mean, we could assume that they was wicked, but ultimately we truly don't know. And this is why you must judge righteous judgment, right? Now grab Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 real quick, right? Because this is some things I was meditating on, just because we understand judgment, but at the same time, it's like the righteous get judged, right? The apostles, right? All of these people, the disciples, all of these people had a form of judgment, but it may seem grievous to us, but is it really, right? Because it's going to break it down in this, right? Bring it out.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of Yahawah, and there shall no torment touch them.
Right. So what this is talking about your soul, because this is what this is all about. The flesh will always perish, right? No matter who you are, your flesh go perish. Whether you're just getting old in age, or you feel what I'm saying, you have an illness or a disease, but your soul, right? Your soul is in the hand of God. This is why the people that are coming back into this world and they're living a righteous lifestyle is because the Most High the torment have not touched them. The wickedness have not touched them to pervert their spirit or their soul. Right? Keep going.
It says, in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die.
In the sight of who?
The unwise.
Ooh, the unwise. The people that don't know. Right? People was probably scoffing Stephen when he was about to die. Right? Because they was unwise. They didn't know who Stephen was. But Stephen seen the Most High God and Yahawah in his right hand. Right? Keep going. It
says, and their departure is taken from misery.
Right? And I'm pretty sure during the time of Christ, right, when Mary seen her son die and the disciples seen Hamashiach Yahawah die, it was taken for misery. Right? But in our time, we see it as a great thing. It's an atonement for Israel. Right? Keep going.
Just verse 3. And they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace.
Right. So from the fleshly world of view, we seem like they're just in destruction, right? But in reality, they're in peace. Like Isaiah said, they are in peace. They're with the Most High, right? Keep going.
For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality.
Right. Even though the righteous perish, their soul, their spirit that they had while serving God on this earth is full of hope of immortality, the everlasting life, the belief in Hamashiach Yahawah, right? The belief in the obedience of Yahawah, right? Keep going.
And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For God proved them and found them worthy for himself.
Right. These people were chosen. Even though they seem to die in the eyes of men, they were chosen to the Most High God. Right? You can end it off with verse 6.
As gold in the furnace hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering.
Right. And that's what the Most High loves. He loves the burnt offering. Right. So how much more the chosen of the earth, he is sacrificing them into a burnt offering, into something he loves. Right. And this is why the fire is so great in reality. When you are being tried as that in that furnace of adversity, you're being received to the Most High as a burnt offering. He loves the smell of his righteousness being purified because he knows they're gonna they're gonna fight through it, and they're gonna overcome it, right? And this is why we have to continuously judge righteous judgment, continuously keep wisdom within our minds and within our hearts on a day-to-day basis when we read these scriptures, right? Because we do not want to fall short of the things that we know, right? And with that, I yield, man. All praise to the Most High God, Yahawah, Bashim Yahushua.
I had one more thought too, because really just thinking about the whole idea with God being known by his judgments, it makes so much think, right? What so much sense, right? What's one of the main holidays we do on the so-called spring solstice?
Passover.
The Passover, right? What is the main thing, one of the most memorable plagues that he did, and the reason why we're even doing this? Like, we're doing this for judgment, but what's the main thing he did?
Yahushua.
I mean, yeah, that of course, but I'm talking about like the main judgment that he did in Egypt, what they're known for, and what made Yahawah known in the earth, the Passover. And I was just saying, when he killed the plagues, when he killed their firstborn, that was the one that sealed the deal. He killed the firstborn, and we still are talking about that till this day, right? And it just made me think of the Jeremiah 16. Can we get that real quick? Because if that's how he judged, and we're still talking about it thousands of years, and then he said this next Exodus is going to be another Exodus, and they're not even going to talk about that one no more. How great is this one going to be? And it's going to be a time of judgment, right?
That's right.
Verse 14.
That's a fire point right there. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16 and verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahawah, that it shall be no more said, or it shall be no more be said, Yahawah liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yahawah liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, from all the lands whither he have driven them, and will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers.
See what I'm saying? So if we're talking about that, which was a time of major judgment in the land of Egypt, he said we're not even going to be talking about that anymore, because it's about to be such another time of judgment that we're not even going to talk about that one, because this judgment is about to be so ridiculous, and it's just about to be amazing, and everybody's going to know who the Israelites are. They're going to know who Yahawah is by how Babylon is judged, right? I want to get another even point on that, just to even show this, and just also show, like, man, I got more points, man. Let's go to Jeremiah 51. I'm gonna let it speak for itself. Jeremiah 51 to start at verse 6. Give me verse 6 through 10, Baba Kushah.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 and verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of Yahawah's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon have been a golden cup in Yahawah's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed.
But
we will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies.
Yep, that judgment has reached up too far. This is what it is, right? You want to do that? So now look at this. When that judgment reach up, you already know it's going to fall down on you, right? And then look what they saying right here. Let's read verse 10.
Yahawah have brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of Yahawah, our power.
See, let us declare. This judgment is a work of Yahawah, and we're supposed to declare, especially the people. This is what you're supposed to declare right now. They're going to be declared. This is the Yahawah, his righteousness has come. This is the work of Yahawah, that he burns this place with nuclear fire. Declare this thing that it happened. Make Babylon burn in hell. Make Babylon fall. And I'm going to give a couple more points just to emphasize this. This is a thing, and I'm going to have one more after this, man. Just the same thing, because this is the same thing that he's quoting. Right?
You cut out. I didn't hear what you wanted to bring out.
Oh, Revelation 18.
Yep.
Bring it out.
Righteous judgment. And this is what he's doing, and they must be glorified for the Most High, what he's done. You can start from the top.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. He cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Yep.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities.
See those sins again. You want me to tell you something else? What I noticed too, with this part right here, this is not the Most High giving them a warning. That voice is literally calling the sinners up. I mean, calling the elect up. That's when they're going to get pulled out. Before the plagues come. That's literally what's happening. Come out of her. He's not. That's the man right there. That's the lift up right there. That's literally when it's happening right there. And it kind of hit me. I already thought about this not too long. And I'm like, wow, like, no, that's it happening before he do everything else. Right. But when you go in order, like the movie, just like Revelation, go forward and backward a few times. It will give you from like 3 different perspectives of everything, like when Babylon is falling. But him doing it right there is literally calling people out before he does everything else. And keep going. Then he tell you why. Right? We can go down to about verse 10 though.
Oh, you want me to keep reading through?
Yeah.
Yep. Verse 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled to her double. Yeah, she already filled this cup, so we're gonna give you double for your trouble. And this is the Most High avenging his saints again, right? But let's keep going. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, and mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is Yahawah power who judgeth her. Yeah, the Most High, this is a strong judgment. The Most High is strong, and this is how he's going to judge this nation Babylon, right? You can go down to verse 10. Verse 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her, when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Right. So that judgment is come, right? This is in 1 hour is come. This is a beautiful thing happening. The wickeder people are the ones lamenting and crying, standing afar off, right? But according to that Jeremiah 51 in verse 10, it said, let us declare the in Zion the work of our God, of Yahawah, right? This is something that's supposed to be declared and praised. And I'm going to end with this last part just to show that the difference, the contrary, just showed the kings are lamenting, right? But let's go to Revelation 15, which is back, but this is going on at the same time. When them people are getting caught up, that's just showing from that perspective of them being caught up, right? We can read to verse 4, and I'm going to yield with that. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 15 and verse 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of God. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten victory, or sorry, had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God.
Mm-hmm.
And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb, having great and marvelous, or saying,
yeah,
it's like it, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of Saints.
They're declaring his works. And what did they declare his works are?
Who
Great
shall
and
not?
marvelous. They said his works are great and marvelous. This place is being utterly destroyed with nukes. And the people that are redeemed out of this earth are saying great and marvelous are the works of God. While they're looking down at people burn and getting this place being obliterated. They're saying great and marvelous are thy works, which are his judgments, right? And we can end at verse 4.
Who shall not fear thee, O Yahawah, and glorify thy name? For thou only art holy. For all nations have come or shall come and worship before thee, and thy judgments are made manifest.
And that's why everybody's going to worship. This is how he's going to be known. This is how they're going to see it. And this is what makes the works of Yahawah so great and marvelous, because that's what is being manifest. His judgments are being manifest in this whole earth. Call Lord Yahawah Ba'Shem HaMashaYach Yahawashi. For real, I yield. I don't got nothing else.
All praise to the Most High. And that was fire right there. I ain't gonna lie. I got just one more. That's in my clip. It's Psalms 149. Let's start about this too.
I'll bring it out. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 149 and verse 2. Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. Let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp. For Yahawah taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing upon their beds. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of God be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye Yahawah.
Exactly. You know what I mean? With that, all honor, praise, and glory be to Yahawah, man. You a saint, you keeping the commandments, and you following the Lord, having faith in Yahawashi. You know, you're gonna be one of those people executing the judgment written on these heathen, man. So
that's right.
That's when you get to put your foot on their neck and whatever comes with that. So, and you're gonna be praising the Lord for it, praising the Lord while you're in the midst of doing it. So, Lord willing, we of that number. Lord willing, we are doing what's pleasing in the sight of the Lord. You know, and in this place be destroyed, and we are saved out of here, man. Because that's the judgment written. All praises.
Yep, it's a it's an honor to see the judgment and to be able to give it, man. It's an honor and a righteous thing. Like you said, if it's an honor, that's a positive thing.
Exactly. And I got one more, man. Can you grab Baruch 4 for me? Start at verse 31. Because this is coming to this place, man. This was coming to all the heathen. It's all praise to the Most High God. Start at verse 31.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, and verse 31. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin, and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation.
That's right, Babylon.
For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. O Jerusalem, Look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of God.
That's right. And that's what this is all about. The judgment coming to these damn heathens and Israel being gathered together in their homeland, rejoicing after the heathens are being judged in their sight, man. That I yield, man. All praise to the Most High God, Yahawah, Bashim Yahushua, man.
All praises, man. All praises. Nothing else. Pray this lesson was edifying through the spirit, man. I pray that brothers and sisters, you keep your spirit in check and walk with the Lord in all ways, form, and fashion. Everything the Most High does is in righteousness. We have to accept all his dealings as good and pray for his mercy. Because if you're not in his mercy, all you got coming to you is judgment. So let's pray and continuously ask for mercy from the Lord, and let's hasten the day. Lord willing, we close. Lord willing, this place is on the way out, and it's going to continue to fall and steamroll this place, man. So all praise to the
that's
Most.
right. That's right.
Man, that's a good ending, man. As he said, Lord willing, you were edified. Lord willing, we'll be back again Thursday, August the 7th, 8:30 p.m. Tap in, tell a friend to tell a friend. And with that, I'd like to say, call Yahawah Ba'Shem Hamashayacha Yahawah and Shalom, Ahava Thumb, Kwam Yasharala, Israel, Shalom.
Shalom, Shalom, Kwam Yasharala.
Shalom, Kwam Yasharala.